My next 3 videos are a bit different because they're talking about aligning myself with inspiring people and why I'm hosting a series of conferences. One of them is a Women in Business brunch tour for my book, and also a conference in Whistler about getting decluttered and laser focused. So I'm so excited for the collab today because today joining me will be Zoey Arielle, who's going to be a speaker at one of my conferences. And she's a published author on minimalism, so that's why we get along very well. And also a YouTuber and a life coach. So she now resides in Toronto, Ontario, but originally from Vancouver Island. And I'm going to let her give you a bit more introduction on herself. So I'm Jane Stoller. I'm so glad you landed on this channel. I'm a Life Biz organizer, and I really hope that you'll hit the bell below to be notified when I post new videos every week.
Hi everyone, my name is Zoe and I'm from the YouTube channel Zoey Arielle. I am a YouTuber, a published author in the sphere of minimalism and self-improvement, as well as a life coach. And I am very, very excited and happy to be collaborating with Jane, not only in this video, but also being a part of the Unleash conference. It is truly going to be such a vibrant, positive, inspirational event. And I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to be surrounded by at this event. There's truly so many brilliant minds. I cannot wait, and I hope that you guys take the time to check out Unleash and see if you can attend. We would love to see you there.
Thanks for the introduction, Zoe. Now I want to get right to it. So I'm a decluttering expert. My book Decluttering for Dummies will be released, officially published on November 21st. But I've had a bit of a struggle with minimalism, and I've lived in lots of different places, so that has made me a bit more minimalist. And now I really look at my stuff in a different way, and I only keep what I truly love and what I truly need. So I want to ask you, like, if you can share your journey of perhaps how you used to fill your voids with stuff.
So when it comes to my journey of minimalism and recognizing the voids that I used to fill with things in my life, this awareness occurred for me when I was in corporate marketing. So I was working a corporate marketing job where I just felt like I was a slave to my desk. I was working away, I was working overtime, and when I did have time off, or when I did get my paycheck, let's say, I would go right to the mall and I would just buy things, you know, whether it be some new makeup from Sephora or a new blouse to wear to work, because I needed that pick-me-up. I needed that little zip, that zazz that you get when you swipe your card or when you buy something exciting. But the truth is that a lot of those things ended up hanging in my closet, and with the tag still on even. And this was a way that I was actually self-sabotaging myself, because in the reality, the reason why I was unfulfilled with my job and seeking fulfillment of the void was because I wasn't doing what I was truly passionate about in my career. And I wasn't voicing or taking the time to explore myself and what would bring me the most joy and the most passion and creativity in my career, which is YouTube and coaching and self-improvement space. And I'm aware of that now, but we all have to take the journey. But what I'm saying is that awareness came to me when I realized, like, why do I keep buying things and not using them? And I kept buying things for a feeling that I was trying to find, a little spark of a joy or fulfillment to some extent, but that quickly faded.
How have you been able to maintain minimalism in all aspects of your life? And I mean that both physical, with objects, and in your mental space.
When it comes to minimalism, I am not one of those minimalists that I feel like some people might perceive that don't own anything. Yes, I did live out of a suitcase. That's part of my journey, which you guys can find out more about on my channel or through my books or through the conference itself. So I lived out of a suitcase for a few years, and in that sense I only owned that many belongings. But now I live in an apartment, so of course I'm going to furnish it, of course I'm going to buy more clothes, but I make sure that anything that I invite into my life, whether it be in my physical space in my apartment, whether it be into my closet, whether it be into my life, it's a friend, a job, an opportunity, I always take the time to ask myself, is this something that resonates with me? Is this something that I am aligned with? Is this something that I love, that sparks joy, that has me feeling excited and inspired, or just has me feeling abundant? Does it fit into the theme of my life, which is simple, airy, abundant, comfortable, clean? I have a lot of these type of buzzwords that I ask myself before I'm going to make any kind of purchase. So let's say I'm out shopping and I'm looking for a new blazer. I'm not gonna settle on something that is maybe cheaper and going to fall apart and that I half like. I'm gonna make sure that I find the one that I love, and if it's a little bit more expensive, maybe I need to like wait a little bit before I'm gonna feel comfortable purchasing it. I go for quality over quantity, and that's one of my rules for sure. And like, let's say if it comes to friends in my life, I am very, very aware of how people that I choose to surround myself with make me feel. And a good simple test that any of you guys can use out there is, let's say you're meeting a friend for coffee. How do you feel after you interact with this friend? Do you leave feeling uplifted, inspired, or do you leave feeling a little bit drained, a little bit tired? Start to get in tune with those types of emotions, because they can really allow you to have a different perspective on what you are allowing into your energetic space, what you're allowing into your mental space.
This last question is quite interesting because for myself and my minimalism journey, it's been a bit challenging, and there's been some negativity around it because I am a shopper, there's no denying it, and I'm not a true, let's say, minimalist. But what I am is whatever I do bring into my spaces, I make sure they're either functional, or I really love them, or I really evaluate it before I bring anything, even people, into my space. And for me, that's how I live a minimalist life. I was wondering if you could share a bit your advice and experience about how minimalism can mean different things to different people.
Definitely, minimalism can mean many different things to different people. As I just explained, I use the concept of minimalism in every area of my life. I'm always asking myself, is this something that I'm inviting because it truly makes me feel good, or because I'm in search of a feeling? And if I'm in search of a feeling, like let's say if it's going to be, I just want to surround myself with friends, even though they don't make me feel very good because I'm maybe a bit worried about being alone. Like that type of scenario, you need to ask yourself, why don't you feel good about being alone with yourself? And I know that's not really an easy thing to answer or an easy thing to come to terms with, but perhaps it could inspire you to then take the time to take a journey within yourself, to understand your emotions, to understand your feelings. And with that, you'll find a lot of clarity. You'll also stop buying a lot of things for voids. And like I previously explained, now that I live in an apartment, I own a lot more things now. But I made sure that everything I invited into my space is something that I love. And yes, I own a lot more clothes now, but I've consciously purchased things that I knew were quality, I knew that I would use, and I'm very conscious of that. And one last point I want to make is that I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about people associating minimalism with owning nothing or trying to own nothing. And for me personally, it's not about owning nothing or continuing on the journey of owning less and less things. It's just being very mindful of what you do surround yourself with and what you are going to invite into your space. Making sure that it always resonates with you with a really powerful overall positive feeling and not in the way of filling a void. And with that being said, thank you so much, Jane, for collaborating with me. You are such an inspiration, and I cannot wait to read Decluttering for Dummies. I'll see you all later. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Zoe, for this collaboration. Unfortunately, today we couldn't do the collaboration together, but on November 15th, we're going to be together at a Whistler conference called Unleash. Zoe will be the keynote speaker at this conference, and she's going to talk about all things minimalism, decluttering, and sharing her journey. So link below is the details to that conference, and I really hope you like this collab, as next week I'm also going to be collaborating with the founder of the conference, Shannon Frigg. So again, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up and leaving some comments below, and I hope to see you next Tuesday.